Today I'm gonna just practice a concerto that I'm learning for a concert in November. I'm gonna play a concerto for flute and harp by Marta Tatsinska in Montreal here with Orchestra 21. So yes, I'm just gonna practice and explain a little bit how I'm learning this piece, and if you have any question you can just tag along and ask your questions and I'll stop and answer them. So first thing, it's a contemporary piece, so I have a sheet here that explains the different signs and what they mean. So sometimes I'm gonna refer to that sheet to and write it in my music what exactly I have to do when I'm not certain. So here it is. I'm gonna start practicing. Here I'm practicing the first notes both ways, like a mirror. So what's written is, but I practiced it going the opposite way as well. This way it helps me to learn those different when it's a bit more difficult. It's not just a major scale, a minor scale, a scale in third. I sometimes practice it that way. So now I have two notes that have a plus sign, but there are small pluses and big pluses, so I have to compare them. This one is not just a key click with a note, so I'll just write it here. If I don't, then each time I'll have to check, or I won't be sure. I'll lose a lot of time. So here it goes. I'm gonna go back. So key click, it's just that, and I play the note. I'm practicing the same way as I did before. I'm doing up and then I go back down, but also I change the rhythm sometimes. It helps me to just put it in my brain. Sometimes I play it tongued when it's slurred when it's tongued. I try to modify everything so I can play it again and again so it gets in there. have a question, I'll ask the conductor, because usually in contemporary music, if you have accidental, it's only for the note at that height, but I have it in another octave. I'm just gonna write my question so I can make sure. So is it natural or flat? I'll put a little question mark there. A flutter tongue here. If you want to know how to do that, we have a video about that. Then I have to buzz. So it says buzz tone produce a reedy sax-like sound. How am I gonna do that? I'm not sure. I'll have to practice that. I guess maybe more windy sound. Because there's buzz. Okay. Guess that's a bit more. Yeah. So, all right, saxophone. I couldn't play the low note because I was covering too much. I was going down. I just straightened up and then took care of it.
Greetings from Brazil.
Oh, hello. Greetings from Montreal. Now here, have click sounds again. So click plus note. So So hiss here, I will write it down. Hiss is a sh sound, so I'll write sh. So I'll go back. I have to do one low and one higher, so I have to put that, learn this the right way. Okay.
What type of flute do you play on? Scott Brown is asking, what type of flute do you play on?
It's a Sankyo artist. I don't think they do those anymore.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Probably another model has replaced it. It's quite old. And my head joint is a Wimberley head joint. It's made by Canadian head joint maker, flute maker. And yeah, so that's my flute. Just open holes and a C, a B foot. So that's it. What flute are you playing on? So I think here that sign is a quarter tone bend up and down. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just go. I could do with my head or with my flute. I think I'll do it with my flute because with my head, not as good for my neck. So.
Jenny Tsu plays on a Haynes Q2 with a C-sharp trill.
A C-sharp trill. Oh, it's the
Yeah, a little thing up
the
there.
little extra thing. That's cool.
And then Scott, the guy who asked the question about the flute for you, said he just picked up a Powell signature series.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he liked the sound of the Powells in the high register. He was looking at D-Zow, but he fell in love, I guess, with the Powell.
Yeah.
And he likes the channel, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I think we said that before, but there are different flutes for different people. We all have our tendencies, and different flutes will help us may sound better, when for another person it will be something else. So yeah, here I have to learn that thing, because the thing is with those different techniques, it's to not just being able to do them, but also learning it in the piece, so there is absolutely no no questioning when it's time to do it. It's just automatism. Yeah, it's automatic. I just go and it. So I redo and redo and redo a lot when I practice. So what I just did is a multiphonic. That's actually the easiest multiphonic to play, so I'm very happy that the composer chose this one. It's quite easy. You can try it at home. It's not like in those shows, don't try it at home. No, you can try that, no problem. You do a high D, the 3rd octave D, and instead of blowing it to this, you just blow it a bit differently, and you can hear the C under, like the C in the staff, and the D over the staff. And to practice it, you can try to make them separately first. So you do your high D, and you go. So you hear the 2 different notes, and I'm not moving my fingers. And then you go. You do them together. I think a bit more open, and as if the air was coming. Okay, I know that's not what's going on in reality. It's just an image I give myself when I do multiphonics. It's as if the air was going inside my mouth instead of going outside, especially if I want to play it very soft. But it's a type of thing, I think the ears are the guides there. So really practicing it 1 note at a time. And then doing the 2 at once. And you should try it now and tell me if it's working. Okay, so now I have a big plus sign. So those mean overblow or hiss. Sound, sharp attack, higher harmonics may occur. Okay, so that's sharp attack and hiss sound. Hiss, sharp attack, and higher harmonics are cool to get there. So that's cool. Has to sound a bit mean. Okay, so something like that. Okay, now I have quintuplets. Quintuplets, okay. I'm doing a B flat here with the little key there instead of this one. It's because this one sounds better and it's a bit lighter, so when I want to go fast I think it's easier, it's less pressure, it's less movement, it's very close by, you know, when you press it you're already there, but here it's just the extra time that it's a little trick. Usually when I do B flats, if I can, I use the B flat behind, but I don't like going like this all the time. So when I can't, when I have a B natural just after or before and I try to use this one if I can, and then the most taut fingering is my third choice. It's okay, but it's not it's not the best sounding of the 3 different ways to do the B flat. So you can do the B flat with your thumb, here with this little key there, or here. So that's what I was doing here when I do, because there's a B natural here, so I can't do it like that with the thumb. So now I think, I'm gonna redo that, but with a metronome, because next time, well, soon I'm gonna practice with the harpist, and we said we would be at tempo. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm at tempo. Oh no. Oh my god. So okay, so the end I have to practice a bit more. Practice it slower and I'll go back up.
Jenny's asking how long you've been playing the flute for.
Oh my god, 25 years. Yeah, 25 years I've been playing the flute. So at one point, yeah. How long have you been playing the flute? So you see, I just took my metronome and I went down and I went back 2 or 3 steps at a time. If I had made a mistake, I would have went back down. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna start a bit earlier, because doing that little trait here, that little piece, it's not that hard by itself. What's difficult sometimes is to play it with what's before. So I'm gonna do 2 bars before that, and I'm gonna try to play it well. So now I'm gonna go a bit faster.
She's been playing for 15 years on and off. Cameron, he's been playing for 7 years and about to do his grade 8 exam next year.
Oh, that's great.
And Scott, who asked you a while ago, he's been playing for only 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We progress more in the first year than it's like a baby, you know, when a baby first life they learn first few years they learn so much, and then now to get a little bit better I have to work harder.
Somebody asked a question: what is the best way to stop C sharp D flat from going flat?
Isn't it too high usually?
Some people play too flat too, I guess.
Yeah?
How do you keep it in tune, basically?
Well, usually the first one, this one, is too sharp, and this one is too flat. Am I wrong here?
Sounds like it.
That's the usual stuff. Well, well, well. I would say first, this note is like the D flat, especially the second octave. This one here. It's an empty note a little bit. So it always, if there's not a good timbre, do you say timbre?
Yeah. Timbre.
If there's no timbre or sonority in your sound, like, it will always sound out of tune because it doesn't sound centered. Because, you know, you have different parameters in music. You have height, and you have timbre, and you have rhythm, like the length. And I'm forgetting something. Height, duration, timbre, rhythm. Yeah, that's it. So timbre and the height of the sound, the intonation, they're linked in our brain. So if it doesn't sound centered, it will always sound out of tune, even if it is in tune. So first thing I would say is to try to not play a C sharp like this, you know, because if I play I blow everything equal here, okay? So I'm gonna play D major scale. I'm trying not to correct it, you know? You hear it's a bit empty there. But if I give it a little bit of nyeh, you know, from the nose, nyeh, 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 here, I think it more back in my mouth and more, so there's more resonance to it. I add some resonance to my D flat, D flat. That helps. And then the next thing would be to use a tuner and make sure it's in tune. So you can take care of the intonation that way. When you use your tuner, where's my tuner? It's not magical to use a tuner. It's if you play in tune with like the little arrow always being in the middle, might not sound in tune, because playing in tune is also playing in a key, and inside a key you'll have to adjust your notes depending on what's their place in the scale. It's the first note or the fifth note. I should make a video about intonation soon. So you still have to use your ears, but at least it's going to give you an overall view of, oh, that is really sharp or that is really low. So that's the two ways I would practice it. Because even if it's in tune with a tuner, but your sound is not centered, it's always going to sound out of tune, that note, because it's really empty. It's like, if you don't give it a little, instead of, so give it a little extra attention to that note. Okay. Where was I? Here. Okay, I'm gonna redo that. Okay, so you see I missed it, so I'm gonna go back slower now, and I'll go back up. That's how I practice it. fingers, I guess.
Cool.
Okay, so now I played it at the right tempo, and it's okay for this time. I'm happy with it. You see, when I want to put it in my brain, I repeat a lot, but then when I'm gonna get closer to the concert, I might not practice the same way at all. I might I will probably record myself, play the whole thing without stopping, then re-listen and write down spots that I have to re-practice, and then I'll practice those spots specifically, and then I'll do it again. So when I come closer to the end, I try to play the whole thing without stopping, because I won't have the luxury to stop and practice during the concert, so I have to get used to just go on. So okay, I'm gonna go slower and go back up. Bit slower again. Okay, and here I need more air, so I'm gonna write a big breath to make sure I have enough. I'm gonna practice that again because it's not really sforzando. That's better. Okay, here. Okay, that's good. Now, next part. A bit too high. Okay. No. That's where am I? Here. So here, I just repeated it because I didn't think I needed to practice it necessarily slower, just to redo it. Sometimes I do 2-3 times. 3 times is good. I like being able to do it 3 times in a row. This way I feel it's more ingrained. So I'm gonna continue. Okay. More questions?
Yep. If you can go back in time,
yeah,
to when you first started, what would be something you wish you learned in the first year?
I wish I would have been more careful with my posture in my first year, because I was only 11. I was a bit small, and I had I guess it's okay to have not a curved flute. I was not that small, but I don't know. I was just going towards my flute, putting my head in front. My head was too much front. I would just, instead of keeping it aligned with my body, and I would bring my shoulders in like this, and that would be probably the biggest thing, because I hurt myself. And now, even though I have a way better posture, I still have pain. That's just old injuries that are still there. It's less pain than I had before because I worked very hard on it, but if I had known, I wouldn't have injured myself. So yeah, not injuring yourself is I think the first step. Yeah, but there are other things I would have liked to know, but you can't know everything at once.
I know.
You know.
Like, what would be one other thing? So posture was one.
Posture was one. Then I struggled with breathing for a long time, and I was being told to breathe by the belly all the time and to keep my shoulders down, and that was not allowing me to breathe big enough, you know, because you also need to use your whole thorax. When you can just expand everywhere, it's easier, because I'm not that big, so I really need everything I can get. So just breathing, just a belly breathing was not enough for me. So now I go, and I really put air everywhere. I go, and I can really play for a long time. So that would be something: breathing and posture. And then I wish I knew back then how easy it is. Mostly playing the flute, it's making sure you're blowing constantly, that you're really supporting the air all the time, and just moving the fingers without taking care of too much of which note you're playing. You know, I know I said G sharp, C sharp, give it a little bit more timbre and all those things, but in general, it's pretty simple. You know, fingers and tongue have to be together, but air just has to be there all the time. And that makes it simple. But you can't get that right away, because in the beginning you struggle, you hold the flute, you're like, oh my god, what is that? So at one point it's just you experiment it and you realize, oh my god, that was only that. But that comes with practice, I guess. Simplicity comes with time. So even if someone had explained it to me, I wouldn't have felt it right away, because I had to learn.
Yeah, he says posture and breathing are also a few of his key points from his teacher as well. Glad to hear he's not the only one in this group. And he's sorry for your injuries.
Thank you. Okay, is there any more questions?
No, yeah, you can go back and practice.
Okay, I think I was here. Do you hear the first lower than the second? When I go, I'll subdivide it. Yeah. Subdivise, whatever. Ta-dum, ta-dum. Ta-dum, ta-dum. Ta-dum, ta-dum. Ta-dum, ta-dum. Ta-dum, ta-dum. Dum, bum. I like shh because it's easier to remember. Okay, now I'll put it back to the real tempo. Okay, I'm gonna do that again. Oh, no, I'm gonna write the B flat here. When I make a mistake, I try to write it right away, because if not, my brain will just memorize that and it's gonna be complicated to get rid of it, so I don't take a chance. There's this hiss sound here that I'll have to work on a bit more. Also, sometimes I write beats when I get confused, especially in contemporary music. Okay. Anything to spend less time, you know, to learn faster. that's a 5/8, so I go 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. Overblow or hiss. Does it sound overblown again enough? Because they say or hiss, like so shh.
Yeah.
But shh is a bit more difficult to play loud. Yeah, like that, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, that's better, I guess. Yeah. So that's just 120 for each. Okay, that's good. Let's continue. That's 84. F sharp.
We have people from Boston and from LA watching.
Yeah, that's cool.
We need to go to LA sometime soon.
No, I would love that. Yeah.
We have a lot of people there that watch. So
Mm-hmm. Could play some chamber music.
Oh yeah.
Chamber music. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And also I'm gonna write the beats because it's switching all the time, and then if visually it's clear, then I learn it faster with no mistakes. Because one thing is, when we learn with mistakes, we make it very difficult for ourselves, because then we have to unlearn and relearn. So it's as difficult to unlearn something we've learned and practiced than it is to learn something new. So it's better to just take your time in the beginning and learn the right way. It might seem longer at first, but really you're saving so much time by doing that. No. No, what am I doing? So now it's 8 note equals 8 note. I'm at 84, which means 168. Okay. I'm gonna stop soon because now I'm getting tired and I might learn mistakes when I'm tired. So I will take a little break and then I'll continue later. That's something I really think everyone should do when you're learning something new, or anyways when you're practicing. You need to stop at one point and just go do something else and come back. Yeah, doing too much at once, your brain is it's not as efficient. Yeah. So I think I have G sharp and E flat here. Stop soon because I'm getting tired. I'm gonna learn bad stuff. Huh?
Hi from Buenos Aires.
Hello. Hi.
Sure.
Hello, Buenos Aires. ¿Cómo estás? Yeah, I'm getting tired. So if there's more questions, I'll take them, and then but I won't play more.
Okay. One last question. If somebody has anything. So I was practicing.
Good. Yeah. So
good about the concerto?
Yeah, so now I did that part, and when I'll continue, I won't start from the beginning. I'll start from where I am right now. That's something important when you practice. Don't always start from the beginning, because then your beginning will be super strong, and the end might be not so strong, or the middle. And
so power tip for everyone. Power tip: start from the end.
Well, start from where you were when you left off, when you're first learning, and then sometimes I start from the end. Sometimes I play the last page and then I go backwards, you know.
Okay.
I play the last page and then I go back, and even sometimes I do the last page and the last 2 pages and the last 3 pages I add, but I go back to the end. When I feel my ending is not as strong as my beginning, plus you saw it in the beginning of my practice, I was more focused. Now I'm less focused. So if I was just continuing, the ending wouldn't be as strong. So I'm just stopping, and then next time I know where I am. Sometimes I write it down. I have a little book and I write down where I am and what I want to practice next time. And that's very efficient. This way you organizing how you practice is super important.
Hi from Venezuela as well.
Oh, hi.
Venezuela and Buenos Aires. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, I asked for one more question. Nobody yet, but maybe yeah. That's cool. So I think we'll probably call it then. Right? People can go back and watch from the beginning if they wish.
Yeah.
If they just came in.
Yeah. And this time I practiced that because I have to learn it for a concert that's coming up. But sometimes I don't necessarily have to learn new things. So if there's specific things you would like me to practice and give tips on while I'm practicing it, you can just give it as a suggestion. And if I can and I have time, it will be my pleasure. I will probably find time eventually to do it. So yes, feel free to give us ideas on what to practice.
Yeah, I think we'll do another just practicing 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, next week we do the
flute talk.
Flute talk. 2 weeks
2 weeks
from
we'll
now,
do another one.
another
Concerto.
just practicing.
Yeah.
Maybe the concerto again, because it will come up.
Yeah, that's what you're
It will
working
be
for.
quite soon after that.
Great. So you can say your goodbyes.
So thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and see you next time.